It is with love, it is with respect for a man who is as much a part of Americana and popular culture, has been, continues to be, and will always be somebody who has defined art with his comedy and his comic acting. Jerry Seinfeld, or should I say, Jerry from Queens, really Jerry from Manhasset, has he called over the years for all the aid and assistance and encouragement and support and even advice, and wrote the foreword for my book, Me Here, You There, coming out in November. And inside the book, a lot with Jerry and I sharing some of the more entertaining emails over 25 years. Jerry, you have to tell us all, how are you doing? How is the family doing with health and with career, the whole thing?
That is too general. If you want to interview people, the first thing you want to do is
yes.
You want to what we used to call in the 20s and 30s, and when we would do the short films, the Mack Sennett comedies, Laurel and Hardy,
sure,
Chaplin, Harold Lloyd. We iris down. You know that? Remember that shrinking circle?
Yes.
So whenever you interview somebody, and I'm only giving you this advice because I had a talk show myself at one point.
Okay.
And the more you can iris down, the more likely it is that something interesting will come up.
Okay.
So never, how are you doing is, how's the family? Everyone is fine. Everything's fine. Even if they weren't fine, I'd say they're fine.
Yes.
And my philosophy is everyone's fine, and then they're dead.
All right, before we get into the Metropolitans, and nobody is as great a Met fan as you are, and that is so well known by all. But before, easy to say because it's so true. Before we get into the Mets, I want to make mention about your heart and how you are the humanitarian that you have been and continue to be. You, I understand, visited Israel some time ago to be with family members of hostages. Can you tell us?
Yes, right after October 7th, we went a month after, my wife and daughter and I, and we went and we tried to comfort people. We met with people, and just the Israelis themselves were so appreciative because they feel that nobody is on their side. They may be right about that, but I don't think they are. They feel that nobody supports them. Nobody sees what they see or understands what they have to do to survive. And my wife and I feel very strongly about being Jewish and supporting Jewish people and supporting Israel. And they tried to give me, sometimes they tried to give me these certain honors, universities and things like that. And I don't accept them because my honor requires no formal recognition. It's my honor to stand up for our people, my people, your people, in this very difficult time.
Yeah. You are to be immensely respected for doing what you have done and your thinking about the matter with Israel and with what is happening with them. Also, before the Mets and how we go about fixing them, and there are issues with them, more so with the New York Yankees. I think the light in their favorite bar is dimming, and I think it's last call for them.
Oh, my.
But the Metropolitans have some issues, too. But
who doesn't have issues, Steve? Who?
They
Name
don't?
Someone with no issues.
Well, the bullpen, one thing that I don't understand, maybe you can help explain this to me. There are teams like Pittsburgh, there are teams like Colorado, there are teams like the Giants. They're bad teams. And if we look at performance only, I mean, money comes into it, contracts, free agency coming up, and they'll get rid of a player for whatever reason. But let's say they have performed poorly and helped Pittsburgh and Colorado and San Francisco lose. Why would the Mets and or the Yankees want to get players that helped their former team lose when they want them to come to New York to help their team win? How does that happen? Why would you go after somebody from the bullpen that really had their issues where they were, coming here to help the Mets and or the Yankees win games when their history has something to do with losing on the losing teams they were on? Why are you trading
Steve,
for those guys?
As you well know,
yes,
but you're not thinking about it.
Yes,
context. We have two factors here when we talk about a team. We have the player, and then we have the organization.
Mm-hmm.
And organizations affect players, and players affect organizations. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I love that line from Moneyball. I think it's a Tim McCarver line. It's in a voiceover when they're showing Billy Beane in his young years,
mm-hmm.
and they say, no one can say what's in the mind of a young man and when you bring a player up from the minors into the majors, no one can really predict how he will perform because you can't enter someone's mind and find out what's going on and what's working or not working in that mind. I mean, how many players, for example, I'll bet you, without even asking, I'll bet you
mm-hmm.
that Steve Summers would hate to give up on Mark Vientos at this point in his career, given the potential he has shown, even though he may be struggling a bit this year. We don't want another Justin Turner situation
mm-hmm.
where we see potential, we fail to develop it, and someone else benefits from it. Or a Pete Pro Armstrong. That's another crazy one, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
why you sometimes will take a player from a team and you look at it and what I hear, and I don't know anything more than you know. I just read the back page of the Post and listen to the fan.
mm-hmm.
So that's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I hear, what the Mets try to do, or what Stearns' philosophy is, if players are open to change, the Mets get interested. And I think that's a very interesting philosophy, psychological philosophy. Because as we know, most people are not changeable, coachable, adjustable.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that are valuable, rare and valuable, and of course, assuming, of course, they have a talent that we want to adjust and improve. So I think you have to let these people do their thing.
Well, I would love to see Juan Soto not be so underwhelming. He is off really to a slow start compared to a year ago when he was with the Yankees.
Yeah, compared to a year ago. But a year ago, he was still at the party. Now he got married. You're talking about a guy at the Yankees. He was at the bachelor party. This is after the wedding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you go visit your friend after he gets married, is that the same guy that you saw at the bachelor party at the strip club? Not quite, is it? Same individual, same name, same person, but they don't act the same.
All right. What do you think of a manager? Like the only starter the Metropolitans have, Jerry, is who can go 6 innings plus is Peterson. Right. Everybody else gives you 4 or 5 innings, and here comes
today's game, Steve.
What's that?
That's today's game.
Well, yeah, but you tire out your bullpen. By the time you get to September, by the time you make the postseason, and the Mets should, they're worn out. And if they're not worn out, their arm is going to fall off. They're less effective. Here's my thinking, like with Peterson or any other. Senga has come back from injury, and he's had a couple of rough outings. and you want McGill coming back. Montas, who was out there on Sunday, was just awful. You have to replace him. I'm sorry. He's over the hill. He's not getting people out. He doesn't have his stuff. The bottom line, et cetera, et cetera.
This is all very dark. This whole call here is gloom and doom.
Well, here's what because this is what we see, and I don't think for the future, immediate future, meaning August and September, and getting into October, I don't know if it's the right way to go. Here's my thinking with Peterson. His last outing, he went into the seventh inning and started off. He didn't get anyone out. The first batter he faced got a base hit. He was taken out. And here comes the bullpen to implode. So, again...
I saw that game.
Yes. I know unless you're out of town, unless you're involved in a project, which we'll get to before we say goodbye. But the bottom line is I would have let him stay for another batter or two to see if he was
always easy in hindsight.
Well, I said
it was always so easy to manage in hindsight.
Yeah.
And you have to have somebody whose instincts you trust, whose eyeballs you trust. And I couldn't be happier with Mr. Mendoza.
I like him.
He's good a manager I feel as the Mets have had in a long, long time. I was a big Terry Collins fan. But most Met fans will tell you they're very, very happy with Carlos Mendoza. And he's a human being, and he makes mistakes. But someone's got to make the call.
Yeah.
Is he tiring? What am I seeing? I like a guy who goes by just pure instinct, not always by analytic. And what are your complaints there?
Well, I would
complain about him now.
I want the bullpen, whoever is going to be coming out of that pen, to be fresh. I don't want the arm falling off. I don't want him to be giving up, hits and runs. And that's what we have seen, and I think, and I like Mendoza also. Players respect him. He went through the minor league system, as you know, with a lot of the Mets that are on the varsity now. Bottom line is you want that bullpen to be fresh. And again, because October baseball is really all about good defense and good bullpen and starters who are going to give you at least 5 or 6 innings, to keep your team, keep the Metropolitans in the game. So it really is a concern that they be fresh and that they be at the top of their game.
Everyone's wiped out by September, Steve. You know that. Every team is pretty much wiped out. And it's a trial of attrition, and it's a death march. The baseball season's a death. It's
long time.
Death march.
Yep. Let me ask you, David Wright. Were you there for the celebration with David Wright?
I was not. I was performing out of town that day. So
are you out of town now?
No, I'm in Long Island now. I live out on Long Island during the summer.
Okay, I got it. And with a Porsche, I'm sure. Or no.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, or do you drive your Fiat?
I drive my Fiat too, yeah.
Yes, okay. All right, let me ask you something, and we'll get back to with the baseball. Because
how do you know about me and Fiat?
Well, you told me that you drove
Have
it.
I told you about that? Okay.
Yes, you did a long time ago.
Trivia.
And I got a 911 because of you. I don't have it anymore. I have an Audi TTS, a Roadrunner.
That's sporty.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, they call it a coupe.
It sporty.
Yes. It is it is very sporty, although driving it on potholes and is driving in the city is not great because of how low it is. Let me ask you this, if I can. Stephen Colbert, what? First of all, did you watch that show? Did you think he was funny? And politics notwithstanding, we don't need to get into that. But do you think I'm interested to know if you had any reaction to Colbert and CBS dropping the program altogether, not just him, but the program altogether? What your thoughts might be?
It seemed a little fishy. I tell you what was really fishy about it was who fires somebody 10 months in advance. Isn't that odd? I mean, if you don't want somebody. Why wouldn't you say by 5? Clean out your desk. Be gone by 5 o'clock today.
Yeah. Well,
the whole thing had some very fishy aspects to it. But the talk show format is a tough format these days because of media moves on. The media show business is an amoeba, Steve. Every morning it's a different shape, and that's why everybody's on the phone trying to figure out what is going on now. It's all a mystery to everyone. When I think back, looking back on my TV series, I have a friend, Leanne Morgan, who's a wonderful comedian, has a new sitcom out on Netflix. I want to give her a plug. It's called Leanne.
Okay.
And she's so funny. She's such a great comedian, and she has a sitcom. And it's a very, that's kind of old school the way we used to do it. Comedians, you get kind of known. And then you hopefully you get a sitcom or a talk show. But, I made 180 episodes of that show in the 90s. When is that ever going to happen again?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. I look back on my show now. I realize this is an artifact of history. This is not ever going to be done again.
Would you want to do it again?
Me?
Yes.
I'm done. No, I have made my contribution to television with that show, and I could never ever approach how well that came out with the wonderful people that just happened to be available when I started it and wanted to work with me. And I'm talking both sides of the camera. A good show requires so many great people. You need 15 fantastic actors in front of the camera and 15 great writers behind the camera. You need 30 brilliant people to suddenly come together. That's why my show worked.
Yeah.
I was very lucky to get those people. I mean, Michael Richards and Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Jason, and it just happened.
And
it was a iconic event.
Yeah, and the country was very happy and grateful. And you're just, as I said earlier, a part of Americana and a popular culture figure. You are. I mean, there's no question.
As you are too, Steve.
Oh, sure.
As you are too.
Yeah, sure. What is the difference between a comic and a comedian? Is there a difference?
No, there's no. It's just a different word. It means nothing.
Okay. And of course, do you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm? It's not on anymore.
I do. My friend Larry's show. I was on it.
Yes, I know.
The last episode.
Yes,
we reenacted the final episode of Seinfeld, which was so much fun. We literally set up a joke 25 years earlier and paid it off.
Yeah.
In 2023, after we went off the air in '98, he went back and we did the same thing and went, "Gee, why didn't we let them get out of jail at the end?" Yeah, we should have done that. I thought that was so funny.
What makes you laugh in 2025? Now, you alluded to this comedian with the plug.
Leanne Morgan, yes. I love Leanne. I love Sebastian Maniscalco and Nate Bargatze. And there's so many great comedians working today. And it's unbelievable how popular the form of stand-up is. When I started, it was really a very obscure thing in the mid-'70s. And now, they're talking about this Naked Gun movie. It's such a rare thing that somebody makes just a straight-up comedy as a movie. It's very unusual.
And is this the one with Liam Neeson?
Yeah, Liam Neeson reprising the Frank Drebin role.
And he's going to make people laugh?
Well, I don't know.
He's Schindler. He was Schindler, making the list.
Schindler, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Drebin's List. Maybe that'll be the sequel.
Yes. Well, tell us what project that you might be working on now. I want you to give yourself a plug here, and people want to know what you're doing and when you're going to be doing it. So let us know.
I am doing a new project, but it's too early to talk about.
Okay.
It's a project that is going to, I think, be a different kind of comedy entertainment. That's what I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Using technologies that did not exist a few years ago.
Okay. Anything to do with AI?
It's all new. I'm using some new technology to try and create a different experience of comedy.
Well,
I only do comedy. I'm not interested in anything else.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'll let you go, and I cannot once again thank you enough for all that you've done with me at WFAN for over 25 years. And again, the love is there, the respect is there for all of the support, the encouragement, everything. And I mean this sincerely, and that's indicated in the book that I have coming out in November, right around the holidays. It's memoirs. It's called Me Here, You There. You wrote the foreword for the book, and as I mentioned earlier, also a number of the emails that we shared, very entertaining unto themselves, are in the book as well. So
that's great.
Great. I mean, I just can't thank you enough for everything, including this podcast interview. And again, the best to you and your family as well.
Thank you, Steve. Always a pleasure to chat with you, and the best to you and your family as also.
All right, Jerry. Be well and take care. And thanks once again, Jerry Seinfeld, or Jerry from Queens.
Jerry
when
from
he would
Queens was my secret name.
Yeah. And when I met you, you were with George Wallace. Do you still keep in touch with him?
Every day. We talk every day, and we're still the closest of friends. 49 years we've been friends. We met in 76.
Wow. Well, that's loyalty, and that's real friendship for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, do take care. And again,
thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Jerry, for sure.